Hello, hello, hello. Hi, guys. How are you? Fiona on this beautiful, sunny Somerset day. I'm going to get out there straight after this, do a run. Do you like my slinky shirt? It's a bit overdressed for a Friday morning, but hey, who cares? Um, it's one of those tops I'm going to wear to, slinky events, but I thought I'd get used to it here at home. You know what it's like when you wear something new? If you're not used to it, it's like it's wearing you. Anyway, I'm very happy with it, and I'm digressing. Now, we're here to talk about confidence. Doing confidence for a couple of days. Don't want to skate over it, don't want to rush through it, because for many, it is the Holy Grail. It is perceived as the Holy Grail, as the thing, the key that opens the door to everything that you want. Now, I want to ask you, what do you think dating has to do with confidence? Well, let me tell you about something that happened a few years ago that really showed me how dating is so connected to confidence. Now, a couple of years ago, my son had this friend who was a lovely chap, is a lovely chap, and he was so underconfident. I mean, he was funny, he was cute, he was great. But when it came to girls and asking girls out and dates and all that stuff, he was so underconfident. And I treated him. I bought him a present. Now, I'm saying this, and I know some of you are going to have an opinion on this, but just bear with me for the purpose of the example. I treated him to a day, a one-to-one day with a dating coach, a chap who was a little bit older than him, and spent the day with him. And took him to, if you know London, you will know Top Shop in Oxford Circus. So Top Shop is where, you know, young people go, especially on a Saturday. And if you want to meet girls of the same age, you're going to find them there. Oxford Circus on a Saturday, trust me. So the dating coach took him. They met. They had like coffee or juice or whatever. So they got clear on a number of, shall we say, strategies. I'll come back to that strategy in a moment. And then it was cold turkey. It was straight to Oxford Circus, and it was straight to approaching girls with this particular approach that they had rehearsed and that he'd been given. But essentially, the name of the game was to um, get the girl's number so that you could then follow up and set up a date. So that's basically what the day entailed, right? And he was staying with us that night, and he came back, and I took him out for pizza with my son, and he was a changed person. He couldn't stop talking about this eye opening, life changing, like epiphany. What's that word? Epiphananic. Is there such a word as epiphananic? There should be. But like this epiphany, the day had been an epiphany for him, the whole day. And I said, so what are you really taking from the day then? What's the key thing? And he said, it's actually doing it. It's actually doing it. Because I was really scared to begin with, really scared to begin with. And it helped that he'd had the help of the coach beforehand to put the whole thing in perspective and to set it up and give him a bit of a strategy, if you like. But at the end of the day, what he said, what really made the difference, the breakthrough, was actually doing it, doing the thing that he had not been good at, doing the thing that he was terrified of doing. And he said, I now have no fear. I have no fear of approaching a girl. And he looked at this lovely waitress in the cafe in the restaurant, and he said, I have no hesitation about asking that for that girl's number. I mean, he actually did, he actually did it. He actually did it. And he said previously, and it worked, and they went on dates. Okay, they're not happily married. it ran its course, but they had some dates and some fun. But he said previously to this day, I would have looked at that girl, very attractive girl, dancer, just waitressing, spare time. I would have looked at her and would have just assumed she was out of my league. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I'd never have done it. And through having today's experience over and over and over and over, and overcoming my fear of rejection in that process as well, I could do it. And I'm okay if she says no. And he got the date, as I said. So, what's my point? And by the way, let me just say that truthfully, he was a changed person from that day. He was a changed guy from that day, certainly in relationship to dating and girls. So, what's my point? Why am I saying this? I'm saying it because very often we make confidence this vague, elusive thing that we know would be great to have, and we know would be great to have more of. But how we get there becomes a little bit elusive. And the reason I'm going into these different approaches and strategies is to show you how to get it, show you how to get more of it. So, what's my point? My point is competency. Confidence can very often come from getting good, doing the thing that you want to get good at, and getting good. And that gives you competency. And competency feeds confidence. You might want to write that down. Competency feeds confidence. So sometimes people can be a little bit naive or possibly even arrogant because they think, well, I haven't got the clients I want, I haven't got the business I want. And what they don't see is that the thing that may be stopping them is, yes, more confidence, but the thing that could be stopping that more confidence is, sorry, I get distracted because there's always some delivery person going past my road. The thing that could stop them is competency. Competency. Guys, if you're not feeling confident in what you do or in what you want to do, it may be that competency, doing the thing, getting more experience and more practice is the key, could be the key for you, could be the real game changer. Sometimes I see people who are addicted to doing courses, and that is stopping them from becoming confident in what they want to do or competent, frankly. I spoke to a lady the other day in her 60s, and I'm going to be honest with you, I was just horrified by the fact that she's in another course, which is going to take her a year. Now, by the way, I don't have a problem with being on courses. I run them myself. I have people on year-long courses. But here's what I really have a concern about: putting off doing the thing that you want to do until the end of the course. That I have a real concern about, because guys, time is passing. And if one is in 160s, time is passing. So I'm saying this because I want you to be aware of wasting time and using courses as a way of diverting yourself from becoming competent. You see, I'm definitely going to put on a speaker course. And I can tell you that what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach a very simple approach, not complicated, that actually lets you deliver something in a matter of a week or two. Yeah, you can always do more and get better, but you actually get to get out and do it, because that is where you get good. Not from learning an in-depth sequence after sequence approach and then only practicing at the end of that year to your fellow course members For me, I think that is not a good way to go. Be careful, is what I'm saying, because it may be, you know, it may be that you're looking for confidence in the wrong place. So this lady was looking for confidence in a certificate, looking for confidence in a qualification that said, hey, you have successfully completed diddly dee at the da 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 academy. No, no, that's not the place to look for confidence, my darlings. The place to look for confidence could well be in the carrying out of the work. Yes, of course, you may want to get some help, some guidance, some help. Absolutely. Doesn't have to take a year. Does not have to take a year before you go out and you do it. Because here's the other thing. Confidence is a very fragile thing. It actually is a very fragile thing. I've been doing what I do for a very long time, but I can tell you if I didn't do it, and keep doing it, my confidence would waver. If I didn't come on here and do Facebook Lives, if I didn't work with clients, if I didn't speak on stages and on screen on a regular basis, like consistently, categorically, my confidence would wobble. No question whatsoever. And I'm saying this and I'm sharing this for you to let you know that it's not a you thing. It's a people thing. It's a confidence thing. If we don't do something, our confidence could waver. So my son's come back from Berlin. He can't live there anymore because, well, things have changed in Berlin. Unless you take a certain procedure, you can't work there and you can't use public transport and all of that good stuff. So he's come back to the UK and he will go to London and he will look for work in London. And he's doing barbering, this modern barbering. And what he knows is that he needs to do some work here in the middle of the countryside, because if he doesn't do it, cut hair, do his thing, his confidence will waver. And that means that when he goes to London, to those fancy, smart, cool barber places that he wants to work in, his confidence will not be strong. His competency, you see, will be missing. So he needs to work here, in any place, just to cut hair for 2 weeks and then go with that recent memory of competency and his confidence brimming as a result. And he'll be able to walk into a cool place and get a job. Guys, is this making sense? I just want to demystify for you the process of getting more confidence. So that's not just this vague, I wish I had, could, do, be. It could be for you this practical. It could be for you that this is the missing link. And if you have to just do that thing for free in order to get back into your groove, in order to get into the game, do it. Do it. I did a ton of free stuff when I was starting out in coaching. And here's the thing, if you're enthusiastic about it, you want to do it. You don't want to be sitting at home, reading a book, chanting affirmations, thinking positively, doing another course. No, you want to be doing it. You want to learn as you go. You want to perfect along the way. You want to be doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it. So I hope that's useful to you. Let me know. I'll come back and read your comments. Give me a yes, and lovely to see you there, Sarah and April. You found it, April. That's fabulous. Excellent. Is this making sense, guys? Somebody write competency in the chat box there so we can see it. Competency. It's a little bit overlooked. It's a little bit old-fashioned. It's a little bit old school. But actually, the doing. Remember that Malcolm Gladwell quote from, what was his book that he did? I think it was Outliers. And he said, I'm sure he wasn't the first person to come up with this, by the way, but anyway, he popularized it. And he said that to have mastery in any area, he figured it out, or somebody figured it out, and it took 10,000 hours. Truth is, you could probably have 10,000 hours under your belt, but we need to do that thing on a regular basis. And if you've had time out where you haven't done it, you just need to get back in the game so that you go, I can do this. And I'm telling you now, it's a fragile thing. It's a fragile thing. So when you do it and your confidence is brimming, do something fast from that place. So if I do, if I do a talk or a presentation and I come off that stage and I'm brimming with confidence and I'm feeling really great, I will run to set up another engagement because my confidence is brimming. And there's a window, and it's a small window of heightened confidence. And when you're in that place, it's a valuable place, it's a magical place. It is, it really is. And don't let that moment go. Take that moment. It's a little bit like my friend's son when we were sitting in the pizza restaurant and he in that heightened place of confidence, he asked that girl out. You see? He applied what he'd learned that day. He got his competency and his confidence was high. And he went, hey, hey, hey. It was funny what he did actually. He said to her, I'm going to tell you a joke. She's our waitress. She has to be pleasant. She said, great. And he said, now here's the deal. If you laugh, you've got to go on a date with me. If you don't laugh, we leave you a great tip. Either way, you win, right? It was just funny. It was really light. Um, she laughed. She went on the date with him, and it was great. So, competency, often overlooked, very, very important. All right, my darlings, I hope that has been useful for you. I gotta go. I've got somebody in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna get myself organized for. But look, I'll be here on Monday. Yeah, I will be here on Monday. And I'm working on something really exciting for you. Actually, really exciting for you. How many of you have clients or want to have clients? If you have clients or you want to have more clients or clients, let me know, put it in the thread because I'm going to create a 5-day challenge and I'm going to teach you in little segments how to create your lead magnet. Some people call it that, or a client magnet, I prefer, but a way of drawing, a way of showcasing your expertise, a way of drawing clients to you and actually increasing your business, quite frankly, that is not salesy or pushy, because like who wants to be that, right? So I'm going to spend 5 days, like maybe half an hour each day, and just chunk it down, break it down, but just have it be very focused. And by the end of that week, you'll have your first draft of a client magnet that draws people to you. Very powerful thing to do. Very powerful. Last person I did this with, it was not, yeah, no, someone I did this with made about, well, 4-figure sum in a week of just this. No Facebook ads, no pushiness, no salesiness, just da da da, da da da. Very powerful. All right, my darlings, thank you. And let me know, and I will see you on Monday, if not before. Have an absolutely wonderful day. And please look for a way to improve, increase your competency. Your competency, right? Just do it. All right, guys, have an absolutely wonderful day and a weekend. And a weekend. It's coming up to the weekend. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.